Welcome to HDTV. You now rocking with your boy, the NFL recap. And this is what I like to call Exposed Sunday. There was a lot of teams I watched that got exposed. And like I said, I'm only going to talk about the games that I watch. On the other games, if you have the ticket, that's cool, watch them. Or if you want to know about those games, look at the highlights. I am not paying extra for that. So let's get right down to it, okay? Basically, I usually get into the games and talk about like the numbers and everything. I'm not even going to talk about the numbers. I'm going to talk about what I've seen, who I feel is the best teams right now going into the next week. Let me see what week. Yeah, this is week 6. So going into week 7, I'm going to tell you right now, the Tennessee Titans are playing the best football. Them and the Pittsburgh Steelers, to me, are my number 1 and 2 in the power rankings. And the reason why is Tennessee, when they're down, they could come back and they actually win the game. When they're up, they can hold the lead by giving Derrick Henry the ball. Derrick Henry is the best running back in football right now. I'm sorry. Hands down, he's the best. Don't give me that bum in Dallas, number 21. He needs to take that number off. Stop making my boy Dion number look bad. He needs to throw that in the trash. Okay? Those are the 2 best teams right now that I've seen. What the Tennessee Titans did to Houston, they came back and they beat Houston. They were down by a lot. And then from what I saw Tuesday night, they put a foot in the Bills. Albeit the Bills were off for a while, but they were off as well. And they showed they were the more complete team. Tannehill is turning into a top 8 quarterback, maybe top 7. About time the end of the season's over with. We have to see how much he plays and see if he continues this streak that he has. Now, there could be a week where they lose a game, but Tannehill right now is looking good. Pittsburgh, from what I've saw, because this is a game I actually watched, but what they showed me and everything is they have probably the best defense, I feel, outside of Chicago Bears. I think Chicago Bears have the best defense, and then I would say Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's right there. Pittsburgh's front 7, Dupree, TJ Watt. Now they lost Devin Bush. That's going to be a big loss because he was their middle backer. He's out for the year with an ACL. But their defense is phenomenal. I mean, my goodness, you got what's his name? You got Hayward is balling. You got Tuitt, Dupree, Hayden, who came from the Browns. He's showing that he could be a shutdown corner. And the big pickup that they did last year for Mekhi Fitzpatrick, getting him from the Dolphins, he has been nothing but a playmaker. He has been making plays after week, making tackles, balling out. TJ Watt and Dupree are the best pass rushing tandem in football. Yes, you heard it here. They are the best pass rushing tandem in football. I don't see anybody better than them right now at all. I don't see anybody better than them. And then I have the Seahawks number 3. And the reason I have the Seahawks number 3 is because Russell Wilson has been playing out of his mind. He is the best quarterback in the league right now. There's no comparison. He's the best. He's playing the best football. Ben Roethlisberger and Tannehill, they're in the top 5, top 10-ish area. But they've been holding their own. But Russell Wilson has been carrying the Seahawks. The reason why I don't have the Seahawks the top 2 is because their defense scares me. One week their defense is good. Next week their defense is terrible. And their defense has to learn how to make stops when it's key. KJ Wright and Bobby Wagner have to turn them around. And then they lost Bruce Irvin. That really hurts them. I think they get him back this week. I'm not sure. Their corners are a little suspect. And Jamal Adams, for as good as he is, he's nothing but a box safety. basically a safety. He's more like Troy Polamalu. Now, their other safety, he's a beast. I can't think of his name. It'll come to me later. I'll do another video talking about him. But the Seahawks are my number 3 in the power ranking. Now, my 4th place, I put the Chiefs up there. And C-Pen for the win. I have to admit to you, sir, your team, the thing I love about your Kansas City team is they don't put all the onus on Mahomes. And this is what I mean by a football team. Patrick Mahomes tonight only threw the ball 26 times. Remember what I said. Patrick should be throwing between 25 to 35 pass attempts a game. The rushing game. Hilaire is a monster. 26 carries, 161 yards tonight. He carved the Bills up. And the thing I like about him, they also have Darrell Williams, and they also had Thompson come in and give him some yards. And now you add Le'Veon Bell to that offense. That Chiefs offense is going to be tough to go against. Now, what I also like about the Chiefs, Damian Wilson is turning into a stud at that middle linebacker. Him and Hitchens are playing great ball at linebacker. Tyrann Mathieu continues to show that, to me, he's the best overall safety in the game. He's the best safety. There's no argument, no nothing. Kansas City right now is balling. They're my number 4 in the power rankings so far. They are. The only reason I don't have them above the Seahawks, Steelers, or Titans is because I feel like the Seahawks have mentally showed a little more in the clutch. When Kansas City played the Raiders, they kind of slacked at the end, but that was only one game. You could put the Chiefs ahead of the Seahawks if you want. I might put the Chiefs at number 3 because the Seahawks defense is slacking. So I might switch those picks. I might put the Chiefs number 3. And then I might put on the Seahawks 4, even though the Seahawks, I believe, are still undefeated. Their defense scares me. I don't think their defense is as good as the Chiefs. Now, C-Pen, let me know in the comment section whenever you listen to the video if you agree or disagree. But I'll put the Chiefs at 3 because Patrick Mahomes played great. Tyreek Hill balled out, but the guy who was killing was DeMarcus Robinson. And this is what I tell people. It's not about Tyreek Hill. Yes, he's the engine with Mahomes, but Hardman could stretch the D. Even though he didn't catch nothing, he stretched the D with his speed. Then you have Robinson, who can stretch the seams as the slot guy. Travis Kelce, I'm sorry, he's the best tight end in the game. Him and George Kittle were neck and neck, but he's proven again that he's better, and he has that fire about him. Him and his offensive coordinator were going at it, but it was all out of love. But at the end of the day, you know, he's been balling, man. He handles his business. Frank Clark, man, is showing that he's probably one of the best pass rushers in the game. That's why when they did the top 100, I'm like, why don't you have Frank Clark in the top 15 or 20? Him and Tyrann Mathieu are in the top 15 or 20 best players in the league, or up higher. Those two are game changers. Frank Clark brings that JPP style like the Giants had, also with Strahan. You know, it's it's a combination. But the Chiefs showed me mental toughness, C-Pen. They're going to be dangerous. Pat Mahomes right now, I think he is the 2nd or 3rd best QB right now in the game so far. To me, he's been playing okay, but he's been managing the game perfectly. They don't ask him to do too much, but when he needs to do too much, he made big plays. That one play where he got tackled, where they had to call a timeout, Andy Reid went off at the ref. That should have been a first down, but he came back and threw the touchdown pass. It said, no, my bad. Williams ran the touchdown. Like, he got the ball, ran it up the middle, scored a touchdown. So it really didn't matter, but he made the plays they needed to make. So I got the Titans and Steelers. The reason I don't put the Chiefs over the Steelers or the Titans, because the Titans and Steelers have proven against good and bad teams they can do their job and handle their business. And to me, the Steelers defense is way better than the Chiefs right now. I may be wrong, but I think the Steelers have the best defense in the game outside of the Bears. I think their defense is a little better than you guys, but your offense, I think y'all offenses are tied. But I give the nod to the Steelers because they showed against the teams they're supposed to beat, and against the team who came in hot like the Browns, they put them in their place. The Chiefs struggled against the Raiders. I had to ding them for that, C-Pen. So like I said, I would put them either third or fourth. Them and the Seahawks are tied to me. Now, the number 5 team to me is the Ravens. Baltimore almost lost the game to the Eagles at the end, and that's what scares me about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson and his team, the defense for the Ravens has not looked good this year. They have not been looking good since they got rid of Earl Thomas, and it's showing that he may have been that void missing. Now, we'll see the upcoming weeks, but I have the Ravens number 6, and I have the Bears number 5. The reason I have the Bears number 5 because they beat Tampa Bay. They beat Brady into a pulp. And then they played against the Carolina Panthers. They were killing the Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater was getting put on his back by Hicks, by what's the other guy named? Quinn, and by Khalil Mack. And those linebackers, Danny Trevathan is in the top 5 or top 4 best inside linebackers in the game. And they have a cornerback in Fuller, who I think he used to play with the Titans back in the day. My God, he's a cornerback playing like a safety. He was cracking guys on the Panthers. He cracked Robbie Anderson on a couple plays, and they called a flag, but that was a clean hit. He just hit his ass. So they're playing football. Chicago to me is number 5. I got them number 5. So my top 5 is the Titans, Steelers, Chiefs, Seahawks, and the Bears. Those are the top 5 best teams right now in the NFL in my power rankings thus far. The Bears front 4, and Nick Foles is game managing, and Allen Robinson is looking like, to me, in the top 3 or 4 best receivers this year. He has been saving the Bears offense. Not only has he been saving the Bears offense, Todd Montgomery and Cordell Patterson have been doing their job switching places, running the ball. And like I said, Foles had 198 yards on like 39 attempts. That's too many attempts. Foles needs to be attempting between 25 to 30 attempts a game. Now, David Montgomery, he's been balling for him, running and catching the ball. Darnell Mooney is a speedster. He was killing the defenses. He's your stretch guy. Allen Robinson's your big receiver who can get the big catches. And Cole Kmet and Jimmy Graham at tight end are just killing folks. So the Bears have a dangerous team. I think the Bears are better than the Packers, and I think they're going to beat the Packers for that division. Now, we'll see. Defensively, not only Trevathan, Hicks, Quinn, or Mack, they also have a guy named Roquan Smith who's been killing at linebacker. I believe he plays. Buster Skrine is their safety. He comes up hitting everything. Tayshaun Gibson, a guy that the Jaguars let go, who I felt that was dumb because he is a killer at safety. He could cover as well as make the tackles. As a complete defense, they're great. And then they have Barkevious Mingo, who used to play, I think, for the Browns back in the day. He's been playing tough. So the Bears, that's my top 5 so far. The Ravens, I would push the Ravens down to 7. I have to put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at number 6 because their defense was hellacious. What's their names? For the Bucks, their defense is crazy. David, I think his name is David, I believe. Right. His name is Levante David, and Devin White are the new Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman from the Niners. They are the best linebackers in the league, the best tandem. They're better than Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright. Even though those two have played in bigger games, them two are turning into a mother sucker. They are hitting everything. They sprayed Aaron Rodgers. They made Aaron Rodgers into Karen Rodgers. He was calling police for help because he was getting killed the whole game. And then you got Antoine Winfield Jr., Ndamukong Suh, who's been so underrated and hated on, was just killing the whole Packers line. He was knocking Rodgers down legally and illegally, got him out of his game. And JPP shows when it's time for him to play, he's probably the best end in the league. And then you got Antoine Winfield Jr., Antoine Winfield's son. Remember, Winfield back with the Vikings was a beast. His son plays safety, and he's a killer too. He's out there knocking guys over. And then the Bucs, Tom Brady just played excellent. He had a 17 for 27, 166 yards, 2 TDs. Ronald Jones, they did what I told them. Give Ronald Jones at least 23 carries. If you give him the ball, Ronald Jones will make you pay. He had 113 yards. He was killing, and he has been, to me, one of the best backs in the league the past 6 weeks. He is doing his job. He's handling his business. He's holding it down. LaShawn McCoy gave him a little bit. They also got Keyshawn Vaughn. Vaughn came in to rotate with Jones. They were killing the Buccaneers. To me, I said it before, I believe they're going to win the NFC South. Now, in 8th, because I got the Bucs 6. And I had Ravens 7. At 8th, I got the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints haven't looked all that, but the Saints, they had a bye week this week, but before they've been looking okay. They need Michael Thomas back. Their defense, Davis and them guys, what's the other guy named? Cameron Wake and those guys, they've been doing well, but they have to step their level up if they're looking to go to the next level. Their corners on Lattimore and Robinson, those guys have got to get better covering. They cannot have blown coverages. Now, next week, we're going to see where they're going to be at, if they're going to be better than what they are. But the Saints, to me, they're number 8. Now, number 9 is the Buffalo Bills. And for the past 2 weeks, Josh Allen has been exposed. Josh Allen cannot handle the pressure. When the defenses turn up the pressure on him, he turns into a little cat. He turns into a little girl. He can't handle it. I don't know what's going on with him, but he played terrible. Stephon Diggs, he's been getting pushed around. When you get physical with Diggs and knock him around, he gets mentally taken out the game. Cole Beasley, who Dallas is really missing right now, is balling. Defensively, they're okay, but they got exposed by the Titans, and then they got exposed by the Chiefs. The Bills, I said the Bills, in love with losing Super Bowls. That's the way they are right now. And to me, they're number 9. They don't look that good to me. You know, they don't. The Bills, their record's 4-2, but they're mediocre 4-2. And number 10, I got Karen Rodgers with the Packers. Now look, it is time to stop this debate on who is the best, him or Brady. Is no comparison. Brady handled the pressure. Even in the Bears game when he was getting hit, he handled the pressure. Aaron Rodgers got hit by the pressure. He folded. He is the no planners Paul, a.k.a. Paul George of the NFL. He is soft. He's nothing but a LeBrownies who puts up all these empty stats, and then you guys think, oh, his stats are looking. That doesn't tell the story. He let his team down. He was getting hit. He was getting flustered. When he threw that pick 6, that's when I said, oh, it's over. When he threw that pick 6, then he threw another ball, which was a terribly thrown ball, bounced off Adams' hands, and then I think Winfield or somebody got the interception for the Bucs, and they returned it down on field to give them a good look and everything. I believe it was close to close to being another pick six. They were down at the 3, and then Brady threw it in to Gronkowski. Gronkowski, before I say he's back, he played okay, but I have to see more from him. But Aaron Rodgers proved to you that he's not that guy. They are a fraudulent 4-1 team. They're fraudulent. They don't look good to me. I've been telling you guys for the past 6 weeks, they haven't played nobody. They should have lost to the Saints, but the Saints choked that game down the stretch, not stopping and not capitalizing on their opportunities. And they let Aaron Rodgers get too many easy throws instead of attacking him like the Bucs did. The Bucs put a foot up their ass and let it just sit there. Now, the Rams, to me, the Rams are number 11. The Rams are a fraudulent team. They should have lost to Dallas the first week, but they made it. They feasted on the weak NFC East, and when they actually played somebody like the Niners, who didn't have all their pieces, they got destroyed. They showed they were soft. They showed that Jalen Ramsey's looking like that contract might be too big for him. So he got to step up, because the Rams right now, Goff is looking overrated. I told you guys, I believe out of that draft, I believe Dak and Wentz are better than Goff. They just play on two offenses that constrict them from being better than what they are. And to me, tonight showed that Dallas really misses Dak. Dallas misses Dak. And I didn't mention Dallas because they're not in the power rankings. I don't do after the top 11 or 10 guys. That's all I'm doing is them. Now, Dak Prescott, it shows you that he is really important to Dallas after the night. Arizona, they're my wild card team. They played good. Hopkins and Murray have to get on the same page if they want to get to the playoffs, because them two are going to need to click in order for them to win. I still think they can beat the Rams. I think they can take the Rams spot and the Niners spot. I still believe it'll go to Seahawks and Cardinals. That's to me in the West. In the South, the Saints and Bucks, I believe the Bucks are going to win that division. The Saints could get a wild card. I believe they could get that extra wild card spot and get in. Now in the North, the Bears, I believe the Bears are going to beat the Packers. And I think the Packers might get the playoff spot. They could, but I think the Bears are going to win that division. In the NFC least, I still think the Eagles could win it. The Eagles showed heart. They lost to Baltimore, but they showed heart by battling back. And I think Philly could take the East. Now, in the AFC West, let me stay on the NFC East. I still think they could win, or the Giants could sneak around and go on a win streak and get in. The Washington team is done. They should have stuck with Haskins, but now they're going to see that their little white boys of hope are going to show that they're going to let them down. Sorry, they're going to be trash. Now, the Cowboys, you can't blame Dak no more. When are the Cowboy fans going to boycott and ask for the removal of Jerry Jones? Jerry Jones has destroyed this Dallas franchise. Dallas is done. If they make the playoffs, they're one and done. Whoever make it out of NFC East is one and done. Okay? No more talk about that. Now, the AFC West, the Chiefs are going to win that division. I still got the Raiders making the wild card. The Raiders look good. They had a bye week this week. I believe next week they're going to take off. They're going to get to the wild card. I believe the Chiefs are going to win the next game against them. They're going to split that, and they're going to make it in. The Chargers, Herbert is too young to me. He still has a ways to go. He has to learn a little bit more. And who else is in that? The Denver Broncos, they won, but they're done. I don't see them doing anything. They have a good defense, but their offense, I don't know if they could cause a little bit of, they could win some games, sneak some games, but they're not doing nothing in the West. Now, the AFC North, it's going to be probably 3 teams that get in. Cleveland had a bad game. Baker Mayfield has showed y'all he's overrated, he's overhyped, and he can't play in the big games, man. The big games are too much for him. So we'll see what he does, but Myles Garrett is the best DN in football, and you're wasting his talent away by having the offense play. You guys put the defense in bad predicaments yesterday. So at the end of the day, Cleveland, I just don't, I see Baltimore and Pittsburgh, and I believe Pittsburgh is going to win the North, and Baltimore is going to get a wild card. That's what I believe. And then in the AFC South, the Colts came back to win their game, but they're just not strong enough. There's something missing in Indianapolis. I still feel like the Titans are going to win that running away, and everybody else is just going to fall by the wayside. The AFC East, the Bills really don't look that good. If the Patriots could steal some games from the Bills, I still think the Patriots could come back and win that division. But look out for the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a few pieces away from having a playoff caliber team and potential Super Bowl team in 3 years. They are looking dangerous. So Buffalo better watch it because those guys are hungry. The Jets, they're done. Just stick a fork in them. And that's my power rankings. Number 1, like I said, I got the Tennessee Titans. Number 2, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 3, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 4, I got the Seattle Seahawks. Number 5, I got the Chicago Bears. Number 6, I got the Tampa Bay Bucks. Number 7, I got the Ravens. Number 8, I got the New Orleans Saints. Number 9, I got the Bills. Number 10, I got the Packers. And number 11, I got the Rams. The Rams and Packers are tied at 10 to me, so I don't have an 11. So let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you agree with my power rankings? Do you agree with the assessment of the games I had? Like I said, I'm going to do a top 5 quarterback list later this week. I'm going to give you my top 5 quarterbacks. I think that is. I don't go by ESPN. I go off of what I watch. And then I'm going to go from there. And I got some more stuff coming. Got some more news, got some more things. Shout out to Cool Bean. Shout out to C-Pen for the win. Shout out to Kraken AMG. Shout out to Damon Nettles. Shout out to Andrew Stanley. Shout out to Who Did This Time. Shout out to Organically Powered Life. Shout out to Love Success. Shout out to Mr. KC. Shout out to Joe Cool, man. That's my boy. He keeps in touch. Shout out to C-Pen for the win if I didn't shout you out already. And shout out to everybody, man, who support the page, man. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share this page. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming content. And if you want to donate to the page, cash at me at welcome to HDTV. That's the word welcome, the number 2, HDIITV. And shoot, man, we out. Live boy.